Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it the long life's road, carry my heavy load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh, my Lord. Blessed love. This is Luciano Jah Messenger, and you're in tune to the Crossover Show and the Crossover TV with Empress Kendra. Stay tuned.
Hey, yours truly, Kendra here. We are so live. We are live all over the world. www.bronxnet.org. What I want you to do today is a very special show today. I want you to tell a friend to tell another friend. Now, today, you're going to need your paper and your pen, okay? I have some very special guests in my studio today. So I want you to just get on the phone, call JoJo, Casey, I don't care who you call, but call them because we're about to find out how to get this money, okay? So we are going to find out how to be financially stable, okay, from different aspects today. But we also have some other information. We're going to talk about domestic violence. We're going to, it's a big event coming up in August. I want you guys to be in the building for that. I will be there. Some special things are going to happen. Allure will be performing. We're going to put up the flyers in just a bit. We also will talk about the Wealth Conference that's coming up on the 20th. And don't forget my event for autism. So as you have been watching us talk about autism for the last month, we started out talking about this in March. So you know that we have the doctors, we have the attorneys for special education. My son has a $120,000 school that the Board of Ed pays for every year. And so we go to court for this every year. And I've been doing this. My son's had a lawyer since he was 7 years old, as you all know. So I want you to get your paper and pen. So my event is going to be on the 27th of April, okay? And we're going to be at City Island, and it's going to be from 11 to 2, all right? So I want you to get there early at 11 before, there's too many people, all right? But I want you to come out. I want you to bring the kids, and I need to know they have autism so that we can have the providers there and that you can get the services that you need for your family so that they can have a better quality of life for themselves. And guess what? You can go to work, you can go to school, and we want to make that possible. Yours truly, Kendra, Crossover TV. So grab your paper and your pen, and now I'm gonna bring it over to my special guests in the building today, which they will be supporting my event as well. That's coming up. So talk to them, everybody. Say hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Dave, tell the folks your name.
My name is David Carrere.
And you are going to be talking about?
Financial literacy.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Michelle Malalayan. I'm one of the financial strategists, and I've been doing it for 13 years. Ready to share with you some critical knowledge about finance. But since April is Financial Literacy Month, literally the Congress have put in 2004, April to be Financial Literacy Month for awareness for a lot of families to know about the basic fundamental of finance. So.
All right, let's get this money. It's about this money today. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me and sharing this with my audience because I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. So everybody, first I want to double check, do you have your paper and your pen? Please go grab it. We're gonna tell you how to hide this money because what happens when you have let's give some examples. So there's 3 different classes, right? Mm-hmm. There's you want to start it off?
Yeah, when it comes to the basic, when it comes to finance, one thing that we want to teach families is the wealth formula. Because just like when you want to bake a cake, you know how you bake a cake with different ingredients in there, and you put the wrong ingredients, Kendra, what happened to that cake?
Oh, we gonna mess that cake up, girl. That cake is finished, girl.
Right, absolutely. Well, same is true when it comes to money. There's different formulas, there's different ingredients that comes with that. So we put the right ingredients and our wealth can really thrive and grow for us for the future. So one of the ingredients that we have, of course, it takes money to make money. So that's where we want to make sure that we need to learn to set money aside, not after we pay all the bills, but we need to learn to pay ourselves first. And then from there, we can start letting that money grow. That's the very first ingredient. Now, the second ingredient is time. See, the issue when it comes to today is that everybody have this microwave thinking of, I put my money there, it's going to grow to $1 million, like lottery winnings. It doesn't work that way in the wealth building. So we need to be patient, and we need to give it time for the money to grow for us in the future. And yeah, there's some more of it, of course.
So the elite, I was just gonna say the elite. So the elite has their money it's just they don't pay taxes. They don't, the wealthy don't pay taxes. We pay for the poor and the middle class. We pay the most taxes, right? So we got to change that today. So I know there's a formula, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna go with the rules of money, right? So if we go with the rules of money and the fundamentals of money. So we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
But I want you to grab, hold on, JJ, Johnny, Sean, we got to learn. Today we're doing it, right? And did I leave anybody out? Do you want to mention some people that could be out there you think is listening? Jennifer might be middle class. Jennifer, we got you. Okay? And then Alexis,
Right.
Electra, whatever it is, we got you. Your name, whatever your name is out there today, if you are the elite, the rich, we already know you know what to do. Okay, but still, you still may want to verify that they're doing a good job by you, right? But then the middle class, they're always paying a lot of taxes, and they're just in a mix of not getting a lot. So, and then the poor just suffers a lot. Don't ever let them get any kind of settlement or whatever that may be. This just is not enough to do anything big,
Right.
but they lose their settlement. Don't let them be on HRA. Don't let them be on. So when the good example. Sorry, everybody, I tripped up on that one. Social Security. When they did the COLA raise, what happened? Do you guys know about the COLA raise? When we had the COLA raise, everybody that had Social Security had a COLA raise. My son has Social Security. So everybody got a COLA raise. And then I got all these reports coming back. Okay, there was a COLA raise of some odd dollars. And then what happened? They reduced everybody's food stamps. So they took it, they gave you, but then they took it right back. Because those institutions work together. They work together, so they know where your money is, exactly what you have. Right. You put it in the bank, they look at your bank records. So today, I wanted to do this show because I wanted to show the middle class how to catch a break. Right. The elite, no, most likely they know how to catch a break already. But we're going to still do it, right?
Right.
And then the poor. Right. When I say the poor, I say it like that because if you don't have, we need to show you how to have. We need to give you the opportunity. And how do you hide that money? That was one of the things I wanted to know. How do you hide that money? Can everybody say hide that money?
Hide
that money.
And so,
Okay.
Kendra, when we teach this from the cradle to the grave of money wealth, or
Yes.
hiding the money,
I
as you
love
call
it.
it.
And
From
hide
the
the money.
cradle to the grave.
Yeah, and we're not
So-
doing anything wrong to hide the
Not
money.
at all, not at all.
Right? Tell them
And
how this
you
money
talk
is-
about the rich.
Yeah.
The rich, they know how to hide the money. They know the rules of money. And so that's why we try to teach the rules of money. And we call it the 3 rules of money.
Right. And you know what's crazy that you said that? It's literally the middle class and those that really work so hard that don't know this type of information. And we've seen as a pattern, a lot of the time, the financial industry don't even want to educate us about it. And if we don't have $250,000 minimum and above, the financial advisors won't even look our
Bye,
way.
Shay Shay. See you later, Shay Shay. Jojo, Casey, whatever. Oh, we can't help you. So yeah.
Absolutely, and that's the problem today. And another problem that we've seen is that in high school they don't teach us this when it comes to fundamentals of finance. In college, there's not a mandatory class that teaches about awareness of finance. So a lot of the time people struggle financially because they're going through life through trials and error. And most of the time, it's usually error. So that's why we want to provide this type of awareness to everyone watching today, and I'm excited.
I'm so excited too. Got your paper and pen? I hope so. I got mines. Look, I got mines. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do this. Are we gonna first? Can we go to a couple of photos? Cause hold on a second, I gotta catch this guy right here. He's doing some great things with an organization. You want to tell them about that organization before we start talking money?
Okay, we can.
Okay.
So that organization is the Better Angels of Our Human Nature. And we did a show with Kendra back in December because we donated 800 toys to autism to challenge children. 800 toys. Wow, about almost 8 to 10 different schools of autism, and
they gave us some.
And gave some to Kendra and on the show too.
For the Aquarius Boys and Kid Management for our show. And this year they're coming on board and they promised me how many toys?
What was it? 400, I believe.
Probably gonna be 800.
Oh, okay.
He said probably.
Well,
800.
we got 800 to get to that school.
So maybe,
and we'll supply you with
we
some
probably
toys,
get.
So,
yeah. I know that you're gonna do the maximum that you can, and I appreciate you.
Yes.
And he's gonna be also. They're gonna be also the Wealth Conference, and it's a part of the autism on location, so that you can actually see the children, take photos with the children, and see how happy they are when they receive just a meal. We're just gonna take them to City Island. We're gonna eat. We're gonna get gifts for the parents, and we're gonna get them services. That's so rewarding.
Beautiful.
Because when you let parents go to work and school and spend time with the family, have a respite worker, a ComHab worker, a home health aide, get the kids services where they can go on vacations with the family, and OPWDD has some. OPWDD, you can look it up, has some great services. I'm going to say that one more time. OPWDD is Autism Awareness Month. So you go to OPWDD, you can Google it, and then go there, and then you can look at self-direction. They also have traditional services. So we're just gonna do some amazing things together, and I'm looking forward to it. But can we go to a photo? Because you have some photos that you gave me, Dave, that you guys were in Washington. And tell me about the photos from Washington.
Yes, so we were honored down in Washington for the National Association of Letter Carriers. You know, we are mailmen, and we were honored down there in Washington because of the good work that we do throughout the years. And that's myself, Ernie, and Herbie, and that's the president of the union. And that's a Heroes Award that we were honored there at that event. And it was such a beautiful event.
That's amazing. So I want to congratulate you and say thank you so much. I'm going to salute you for servicing, and the photos are still up. And that's what you do when you have like these folks that do great things. So I want to salute you.
Thank you.
On Crossover TV, and it's always a pleasure working with you, having you up. So we're going to get together, all the guys and we're going to talk about some other strategies. And now let's talk about wealth. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Can we do it?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so let's do this. So I want to start from the very beginning. Do you have the flyer? We can put up the Wealth Conference flyer. It's going down on the 20th, everybody. So I want you to see this. And this is so important. Now, we're going to give you some of the fundamentals today. But guess what? We're not going to give you everything, because I want to see you at the conference. You know, we can't give all of that at one. This is not going to happen in an hour. But we can give you a lot of it so you can get a basic idea. You really do need a paper and a pen so you can figure out. And when I say hide that money, you know, you want to be able to have something set aside that the government can't take. And that's the sad part. And the second part, you want to learn how to make your money grow, because you want your children, you know, to have their future, right? So, and that would be, I would say, from the middle class and, you know, some of the folks that are not financially able. So for you that you have no hope, I remember somebody told me, I believe it was Chantal. Chantal said, save $5 a day. She told me $5 a day. So Chantal Page, wherever you are, she's an OPWDD broker, a good friend of mine. So I'm like, all them French fries Isaiah be eating, I don't got no $5 a day. He eats McDonald's all the time, so I'm thinking like, so what do we do how do we do that? Now, I'll come back to you now. Can I hand it over to Michelle?
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
hand it over to Michelle now. Now
Yeah.
you heard that scenario, right?
Oh, all the time. So one thing that we encourage everybody is that at the end of the day, we need to ask ourselves, if we take a look at all the things that we spend in a day-to-day basis, which one is not a want, or which one is not a need, but more of a want, right? That little coffee cup, $5 right here every single day. And imagine setting that $5 a day, that's going to be $150 in a month. And then giving it
Wow.
some time. Yeah.
You got good math, girl. Let's get rid of that coffee. Coffee's out the door. No more coffee.
There you go. There you go. And then being able to set that money aside, let that money earn and grow, it's going to help us grow that wealth for the future. And that wealth can be used for many different ways, for college planning for kids, for being able to put a down payment of our home and learn the ins and out of letting that money work for us and invest it too for the future. So that's the reason why I know we're going to put up the image, but we're going to talk about the wealth formula that we talked about earlier on how to really create that cake for you, that wealth for you in the future. So the formula itself, the reason why I love that formula is that if you follow the different ingredients of building that wealth, Kendra, we're gonna be able to have the wealth that we always imagine. So I know in the screen you see right now, wealth is a mathematical, literally problem. So all we need to do is a formula that can solve it. And this is the formula. The first one, of course, is money. Because like I mentioned, it takes money to make money. Therefore, we got to make sure we set that $5 or $10 aside. Maybe a little stop from the bodega, change that, and just put that money.
Can we do $3 a day?
There you go. $3.
Can we do three?
Yeah.
Because you gotta get them that French fries, or that has to happen. Autistic kids, you can't tell them,
Yeah.
little Johnny will have a fit, right? So can we change it to 3 if we can't do 5?
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
so we don't leave ourselves out?
Whatever it is that we can start off, it's better to start somewhere than nowhere whatsoever. And to see that money grow is going to be amazing too. So,
Okay.
But the first ingredient was money. So setting aside money is very important. Now the second ingredient, the second one that you'll see right there is time. So like I mentioned, a lot of the people sometimes are so impatient. They want to see that money grow immediately, but we haven't given it enough time for the money to grow for us in the future. And the third one that you see in there is rate of return. What that means, guys, is interest rate you're getting. Because you can't be putting money somewhere that's not growing, meaning you can't put it under your bed or under the couch and hide it. It's not going to work for us because it's not going to work for us. Therefore, when we identify different accounts out there, we got to ask how much interest we're gaining, or can we also lose at the same time? Because when the market crash, are we losing that? But the last two is vital. These are the two that Kendra, people never looked into, which is inflation and taxes. When we want to grow our money without inflation, at the end of the day, there's inflation, which is the cost of living of our money. So that means that if we're leaving it at home, it's not earning interest. Our dollar could barely even buy certain things nowadays. Back then, it could buy a lot of things.
Oh, yes.
Remember the time where you're just $20, you can buy a full grocery worth
Yes.
of stuff, but nowadays $20 can
Salad,
barely...
one salad.
There you go. So that's what inflation is all about, the cost of living growing almost every single year. So while it grows, we need to make sure our money is also growing. And the last one is factoring taxes, because where we put our money can be taxed on depending on where we put it, which I'm gonna give you a little secret on how can you hide that away.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
All right, from taxation. So that's the wealth formula so far, right?
Okay, so can we go to that can we skip right to the taxation part?
Well, that's part of it. If you want to, I can go straight over there. But outside from the wealth formula, there's also rules of money. You know how when you play a game, there's usually rules like go Yankees right now, killing it in the game, all right? But there's rules to play baseball. You follow the rules, chances are higher chances of winning. Well, same is true when it comes to wealth building. outside from the formula, we need to apply the rules in order for us to build our wealth too. So one of the rule is taxation.
I'll let you go from your order.
There
I'm not gonna skip it. I'm not gonna skip it. Okay.
So one of the rule is taxation, but the very first rule, the most important one I feel like amongst the whole three, is compound interest. Now, in the other picture that we'll put up here, we talk about the magic of compound interest because it's one thing to put your money in the bank, but it doesn't earn interest over interest over interest over time. It's not working for you. And most of the time, our money barely grows in the savings account. So one thing that everybody should apply, one of the rules that people should apply in their life is find an account that gives you compound interest, where your money, as it earns interest, it keeps growing for us over and over again. So the interest just builds up. So that's where our money gonna double up, triple up, quadruple up.
So how do you do that?
So a lot of it is identifying, one, does the account compound? So that's the first question we need to ask. And if it doesn't, then why would we leave it there? So that's the first question we should be asking when we're putting our money somewhere. So that's the first rule. And this is my favorite one because at the end of the day, either you grow your money by yourself or you let interest builds up and work for you.
Okay.
All right? So that's rule one of money. Now you ready for the second one?
I'm ready for the second one.
There you go. So the second rule of money is taxation. So when it comes to taxes, at the end of the day, there's a lot of accounts out there, but they're not taxed the same. Every single account are taxed different. The first family of taxation is known as tax now, which is it on its word. Almost 80 to 90% of people put their money there. These are our checking account, our savings, the CD, which is certificate of deposit, and then stocks, mutual funds. Those are known as tax now account because any money that we put in that account, if it earns any interest, the same year, Kendra, we have to pay taxes on them. So imagine you put money in your savings account and they barely give you interest, and then at the end of the year you get a tax form, the 1099-R form, and you still have to pay taxes on a barely little interest that you've earned. How crazy is that?
That doesn't sound. Well, we gotta see her face when she says this. We gotta see your face. I mean, you know, it seems like this should be so clear for us already, and it's not.
No.
Right. So I want to go back to compound.
Yes.
So compounding accounts. Can you give me an example of at least one situation where you can leave your money in a compounding situation?
Yeah, absolutely. There's different types of accounts out there. A lot of people are already using, which is, their retirement accounts like 401k, 403b. But one of my favorite ones is index accounts. They call it IUL.
Got my paper and my pen.
Yeah.
Got my paper and my pen.
There you go. They call it IUL. And these index plans allows you to grow your money and double up after a certain couple of years, depending on how long we leave it there. Some might double up within 6 years. Others might double up within 8 years. Others might double up within about 18 years. So it depends.
And what's the lowest one that, lowest amount of time for the index that you know of that we can leave the money where it can sit there? Is it a year or 2 years, or is it longer?
Longer, definitely.
Longer. So the only thing with that is that it's just a longer period of time.
Absolutely.
That you can't borrow that money, you can't get it, but because it's making money. That money is making money, but it will take time to make the money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's where we go back to the money formula, the wealth formula, that time is critical. So we need to set certain pockets of money aside. Emergency, one we can touch anytime, and then one out of sight, out of mind, let it grow.
Okay.
So those, if we want compound interest to really work in our favor, we gotta give it time, right? So that's where, going back to compound interest, that's one thing that I encourage everybody to really be patient on compound interest. And then of course, on the tax side, right? We talked about tax now is one of them. Now the second family that we have is tax later. How tax later works is usually we put our money in there. We literally don't touch the money and we let it grow and we don't pay taxes right now, but later on, when we touch the money, that's where we have to pay taxes. And a couple of examples of Tax Now account, we'll have it in the screen, falls into a lot of retirement accounts that people have in their employee. So being employed, whether it's 401k, 403b, IRA, pension is one of them, TSP. So these are all tax later account. But most people don't know they have to pay taxes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the biggest thing that we've seen. And what's crazy is that a lot of them don't realize that they can't even touch the money sitting in this account until they're 59 and a half years old. Why? Because if they touch it before, you get penalized, about 10% penalty
Of that money.
of that money.
And tax.
And then tax.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
not only do you have to worry about penalty of 10% because you touch it before you're 59 and a half years old, you also have to pay federal and state tax on top of that. So people don't know that. But I'm not saying it's bad plans. I'm saying that you need to know how taxation works on those accounts. And most people are not educated about this because the literacy when it comes to finance is very rare. And we encourage everybody to take the chance to learn for yourself, empower yourself. That's why you got to go to the Wealth Conference.
You gotta go. Wealth Conference. Wealth Conference. What's the date? What's the date, Michelle?
So the Wealth Conference is going to be April 20th, and I'm excited because it's going to be from 9:30 to about 3 p.m.
Saturday.
Midtown. All immersive information, so much jam-packed with knowledge.
All right, you don't want to miss this, everybody. So the
Absolutely.
one thing you want to do is bring a pen and a notebook, and just come down and get all the information. And I feel like at the end of the day, like this is a blessing to have you here breaking it down. We're not giving you everything. I told them, I said you got to leave some for the conference.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, come and support this. Come out and support this event. And you've been a strategist for quite a bit of time.
Oh, yes.
Tell the folks how long you've been a strategist.
So I celebrated my 12th year as a financial strategist. And initially I started off, like I mentioned, was in the West Coast, in Los Angeles. And I saw there's a huge need too in the East Coast. So after I met my husband,
Oh, yeah, he's in the building. He's definitely here.
a stud right there. But I realized, okay, let me relocate.
Did you
in
say
the
a
East-
stud?
A stud, yeah. That's my stud.
No, I want to
Oh,
clap.
you're making me blush.
You should. You should blush. Wait, hold on. Let me see if you're blushing. You're blushing. All right, I want to do this. And he's amazing. I had some time to talk to him
Yeah.
before the show.
Yes.
And he's such an amazing person. So I want to say thank you so much. I talked to him a little bit before we got on set today.
Right.
And actually, Dave, do you want to tell them something about her stud?
Her stud.
Yeah, her
Yes.
stud.
Her stud happens to be my son,
Your son. And he is a stud.
Pierre. Yeah.
He's quite a looker.
Yeah.
Nice
And
guy.
and the thing is that he's smart and that he's kind. So God puts together. He puts us all together. When, where, how, and He put us together. And it started out with me and Dave. And I don't even know how it came about. Like that probably was not supposed to be, but God made that
No,
happen.
God had his plans.
He had a
and
plan. Come
he
on.
put that together
Yes, sir.
and continue.
Yes.
I'll be at your event supporting you and
It was
right
just,
there.
it wasn't supposed to be, and you know it, and I know
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
It wasn't that day, but I just realized that God is so amazing, and He puts the perfect people in your life at the perfect time, and so I just want to congratulate you,
Thank you.
and I love what you're doing, and you're doing it as a family unit, and a lot of people, you know, me and Dave we were talking, we were coming in today to studio. And he was saying, yo, right around here, and we're shooting at Mercy College. So I want to shout out BronxNet. Thank you, BronxNet. And we are shooting at Mercy College today. And it's all courtesy of BronxNet Studios. And Dave said, you know, right around here you can get licensed. So tell me a little bit about how people can get licensed to make money just like you all are.
right. And so that's the beautiful thing. It's a family business, and we're all together in a family. And again, right over here, 34 Macomb, we could just get licensed there. So we apply for the online course, and we do it through Excel. There's other courses, but we do it through Excel. And right there, anyone can get their state license New York State license. And once you pass the test, which is not hard, we study with the people from 2 to 3 weeks, they get their license. And now they could be a licensed financial professional once you pass that test. And as I also told you, you could have reciprocity in any state of the Union and in Canada, Guam and Puerto Rico.
Reciprocity. Can you say what
I'm
that
sorry,
means?
Reciprocity means you don't have to take the test again, and you could be licensed in
You
any
can practice
state.
in any state.
Yes.
Okay, so that's very important. I just want to give you guys a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so
It's a
much.
salute. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and thank you for doing it on my show on Crossover TV at BronxNet Studio. I feel like this is huge, and I think that this is so overdue for our communities. This community needs to know how to put $1 or $2 aside and where to put it, because you can have $1 or $2, you can get a couple $100, and then you're thinking, what you're gonna do? Buy the Chanel bag? Well, you need a couple $1,000s for that. But if you're gonna get that bag, you gotta make a choice. I'm gonna get the bag, or I'm gonna put the money with me. How many bags do we really need? Like, how many purses? You know, I got a couple of purses, but how many do we really need?
Right.
You're
I do not need another one.
You're absolutely right, and you can save that $5, $10 a day. We just have to change our thinking. You know, social media got us buying here, shopping there, but if we change our thinking, $5, $10 a day. Again, $5 is $150 a month. $10, $300 a month. $300 a month, compounding over years and time. And this is what we teach from the cradle to the grave. A child could have a strategy. From 2 weeks old, a child could have a strategy. How beautiful will that be by the time he's 18, 20? Now you could pay for your own college.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And I just asked a question earlier, and which was life insurance, because I don't want to skip around what you're gonna do, because I know what you're gonna do today. But Transamerica, is it Transamerica? They're one of the most secure
Yeah.
and one of the best life insurance companies, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, in Forbes for 2024, it's America's best life insurance
Can I
company.
hold this for a
out
minute?
there.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna hold it up so
absolutely.
everybody can see it. So when we say something up here,
Right.
you know, we've been talking, we've been checking this out to make sure it's all good. So it's right here, and it's right here so that you can even Google it and look it up. So I just want to say that this is an amazing opportunity, and I keep saying this over and over. So we're going to continue to break down the principles, and we're going to talk about money, the 3 rules. But I want to go to a couple of photos. We don't want to forget this before, because now after this it's all money. Okay, so domestic violence, I want to talk about that. It's going to happen in August, and I want to put up a couple of flyers before we leave the show today. I want to remind you that if you've ever gone through a domestic violence situation, you know, first of all, we want you to leave, and second of all, when you get out with all your documents. You make sure you take all your documents. And we are going to be doing an event, as you can see the flyer, and the date is on the flyer, and it's August 10th, everybody. And I want you to be able to come out for that event. Allure will be performing. Miss Jones from the morning show. I've had the opportunity to meet her, and she will be at this event, and it's going to be so amazing. I want to thank. This is the Aquarius Voice finale, so I want to thank. I'll be out there, and I'll be out there as Crossover TV representing. I'll also be out there as a domestic violence survivor. And I want you all to know that men go through domestic violence as well. And there's no shame in it, because he could pick up his hands and hit you back easily, probably squash you. But there's some moral character that does not allow that. So I've seen some of the most, fit, huge guys go through domestic violence, and their partners are tiny, and they do a lot. They terrorize them. So, and I feel really bad about this. When I boarded in a shelter for domestic violence, I've only met one person that suffered from domestic violence that was male. I boarded with teachers, nurses, me and my son, many years ago. And I want you to know that if it happens once, it's going to happen again. So just start preparing yourself to leave. And once again, don't forget, if you are leaving, you can call 311. There are a lot of agencies that you can go to. And so you can call 311 and get more information about domestic violence and where you can go. But make sure you have your documents. It's going to be vital that you have a birth certificate, a social security card, so that they can place you and apply for services and money for shelter and all those things that you need. So I just wanted to say that please come out on the 10th, on August 10th. I will be there. I will be doing some special things. I can't talk about it yet, but we will be with other people that are domestic violence survivors. I covered a story about Tony. She was killed in a brownstone in Brooklyn. It was in the New York Times. It was in all the Post, everywhere. And I just want to say to her family, I will never forget you, and I will continue to say Tony over and over and over again. And her daughter was Charlie, and Charlie was left in the brownstone, and just was there peering, looking at her mother's, deceased body, until somebody finally broke into the house to take Charlie out. So Charlie, I love you. And to her family, I'm saying many prayers. We've had Charlie at our event for autism, and there'll be women that at this event, there'll be women that have lost people there to domestic violence, and we will comfort each other, and we will also spend some time together, and then eventually have a good time. All right. So we will see you on the 10th, and as you could see when we had the flyers up, you saw the information how to do the contacts. So now we're going to leave that portion of the show, and now we're going to go completely money. It's about to get very crazy. So if you do not have your pen, I don't care if you get a pencil with the eraser, you might mess it up. You got to erase it. Listen, let's do this. All right. So go get it. I got mine right here. Okay. So now we're going to continue to talk about.
Now we're going to continue talking about taxes.
Taxes.
There we go.
All right.
So one thing that we talked about in the sheet that we were showing, or the picture that we were showing, is that you've learned the two, the tax later and then also tax now. Now, rarely do people put their money in places that are tax free or tax advantage. And the only one that we've seen a lot of the time utilize the last category are some of the most wealthiest people out there in the world. Wow. And that's the reason why we want to talk about this type of awareness, because you can utilize plans like a Roth IRA, a 529 college plan, executive bonus is one of them, long-term care benefits is another. And the most important one that we talked about so much is the cash value of a life insurance. And not all life insurance, by the way.
I got my pen. I'm writing this down.
There you go.
Cash.
Valley.
Katrina, Ian, y'all hear this? Cash what?
Valley.
Cash value.
Cash value.
Life insurance.
Life insurance. Not every life insurance. So we gave you one of the top ones, which is Transamerica, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So they utilize that IUL. Now, this one is unique because any money that you put in here, as long as you follow the plan itself, same is true when it comes to Roth IRA, that you can really have a tax-free retirement in the future. But most of the time, people don't know about it.
They throw their money in the 401k.
Mm-hmm. And most of the time, people only see life insurance as life insurance. Mm-hmm. They think about death. So they say, oh, why would I put my money there? Because it's just, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to, or I'm not going to benefit from it because somebody else will. It's not created that way anymore. Over the course of the years, it have evolved. And one of the tax vehicle that gives you tax advantage.
Tax advantage. I'm writing it down.
Mm-hmm, the cash value life insurance. Which, again, we'll talk more into details about in the Wealth Conference, of course.
You see how this is going, right? Hold on to some of that info. All right, keep going, girl. You're doing good.
Absolutely. So those are the rules of money, the second rule at least. So rule 1 again is compound interest. Rule 2 is taxes. Now, rule 3. What is rule 3? So rule 3 is learning about the investment options. So I'll have a picture right there set for you to see. So when it comes to investment options, these are the different ones that are available out there. And what most people don't realize that there's 3 entities in the financial industry, right? And one of the entity that everybody use is the banking institution. But the question that most people always ask is, how will my money work, right? So, well, any money that we put in the bank usually allows you to not really grow too much, but it does give us safety.
CD.
There you
Okay.
go.
So if you do a CD, that's another opportunity. And I know you can talk more about that probably at the Wealth Conference, right?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
assuming that it'll be at the Wealth Conference, right?
That's one of the options, of course.
Okay.
And that's the first one, the first entity that most people put their money at, the banking institution. It's fixed, it's safe, it's liquid. That's the benefits of putting your money in the banking institution. But the second one that you see in there in the middle is the investment institution. Talk about different types of investment, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all of those things. So it falls into what's known as a variable plan, which means you have the ability to grow when the market grows, but when the market crash, you also participate in the loss. So if you're okay with the roller coaster up and down,
I don't know about that.
then that is another option for everyone, of course. People need to be able to stomach the loss when you're dealing with variable plans.
So if you can't afford it, if you can't afford that loss, let's say you got only $20,000
Right.
and you can't afford that windfall loss. So then
Right.
what do? You just can't do it, right?
Great question. So what you have, most people think that you only can either put your money in the investment companies or investment options, or you can put it in the banking institution. Either you don't grow, but you have safety, or you have growth, but there's no safety. So that's usually like the biggest question people always ask. Like, it's like catch 22. Either we're damn if we do it or damn if we don't. But the last one that most people never learned about is the third institution, which is the life insurance institution. A lot of even the banking institution and investment company put their money in there. There's one of the book, Money, Wealth, Life Insurance, and it's amazing book, quick read. It talks about how a lot of the financial institutions put trillions of dollars in index planning. So when we bring up the picture one more time, you'll see that the third investment options that people have is what's known as an index plan. So how does it work, Kendra? When the market grows, you grow, but when the market crashes, you don't participate in the loss because it gives you that safety. So if we don't feel that, we can't stomach that loss in investment vehicles, then utilize an index planning. And it gives you the best of both worlds.
Okay, don't tell them nothing else. That's it. You guys really gotta come. I said to Michelle and Dave, I was like, and to your son-in-law that's here today, I said to him, I was like, we really got to get people to come out to the conference, because you know what, you get the full idea and the full disclosure of what is really going on and what to do. Right. And I think, and the one thing about you all, personally, you can come up and say, what's best for me? What's best for me? What do you think is good for me? And trust me, they will answer your question. And I think that's the most important value, because we don't typically have like financial advisors, at our front and our back. When I call JoJo, I'm not getting no financial advice, So we don't always have that in our back pocket. Right. KK, JoJo, whatever. They ain't gonna give me. They ain't doing it. So I express it like this, and we're just telling you, come out and get the information yourself. And Michelle, give me that information. Can we put that up, the Wealth Conference?
Yes, absolutely.
One more time, 2024, up on the screen?
So it's gonna be April 20th, like we mentioned. It's gonna be from 9:30 to 3. It'll be in Midtown. So wherever you are, you can reach us. And it's gonna be, the address is 39 West 29th Street, 3rd floor, New York, New York. So you can easily just go to the website so that you can reserve everything, to let us know that you're coming. It's gonna be yearofthechampions.com. So that would be the website. We gotta win when it comes to our money.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. And you can even take that boat over from Throgs Neck. Get on a Throgs Neck boat. Get a nice boat experience. And take the kids. Can the kids come?
Yes, absolutely.
yes.
They're welcome.
Okay, take the family.
Yes.
Bring the family. And listen, you never know if you start a business. This might bring you to get information to start a business as a family. You'll be able to. The one thing we want to do is grow our children and rear
Absolutely.
them in the way that they can be financially secure. Even if you don't have much, even if you have, semi a lot, you're in the middle. But, we just want to give everybody the same opportunity as the elites have.
And
So,
that's the beautiful thing, Kendra. It's like we show just small money that you could just save in the right vehicle. Save that small money in the right vehicle. Over time, will grow, and we teach that. We teach generational wealth. Generational wealth. We have these children. Let's teach them generational wealth.
I love
the
it.
proper way.
Probably. I know you now. Which one you gonna do? Little JoJo. Which one are you gonna do? I gotta stop this. Which one are you gonna do? You gonna get that new pair of Jordans? Is it Jordans? Mm-hmm. They still rocking the Jordans.
Right.
Jordans.
Yeah, right.
Or you're gonna put this little windfall over here, so that in a couple of years you get. When I say I'm not buying you a brand new car, some people are not buying. I don't care what they are. I have a friend. I'll say it, she's a doctor. She said, I'm not buying you a brand new fancy car. Now, but if you want to save your money, put all those Barbie monies there and then you save it for later and then you can buy your own fancy car at this age.
Absolutely.
So I think, we give them the opportunity, right, to make a
Yes,
choice.
yes. Right.
Teach
And
them early.
And now it's tax season. What are the people going to do with that money? They're going to blow
Buy
it.
some Chanel bags. Oh, my God. Louis bags. What else? Let me see. Louis bags. What else?
So that's why
New car, maybe?
tax season and financial literacy season is combined together. You don't have to spend all that tax money. Just take a portion of it, put it
Please
into
don't
some
spend all
savings
your tax
for
money.
yourself and for your family and for your future.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Thank you. How you gonna buy a car without having a house to park it at? You see what I'm saying? This is what I try to tell people. Stop it. That old car, that's your old little Betsy or your old little Charlie or whatever has been driving you around. You're making it. You can't get a new car unless it's for a business. You have to really strategize your life. You don't have a house to park that car in, you're going to get parking tickets. They're going to vandalize your brand new car. Why buy a new car? Sense. Let's make sense. Make it make sense. So go ahead, guys.
Well, that's it, honestly. We've covered all the rules of money. We've covered some of the formula of money, and we want people to get empowered because there's a lot more concept that if we can train you and teach you how to apply in your life, we know that you can have a better future financially as well. And this is so important because we've seen a lot of people struggle financially, and if they can learn to get more involved when it comes to their finance, learn to manage their money properly, then we know financially their future and their children's future can be set for life.
I love it. I love it. And there's a couple of things that you all touched that I really, really appreciated the fact that you did touch. I just want to remind people to come out to the 4th annual 2024 Wealth Conference, and it's going to be held at 39 West 29th Street on the 3rd floor in Manhattan. And what time is that again?
That's going to be from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m.
9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Everybody, you can bring the children. You may have to step out for a moment, but you can get some information that's gonna really help your family. And I think that's what it's all about. We rarely get like these opportunities, so let's take advantage. You want to go to the movies or you want to go learn about getting some money. You want the movies or some paper? Like, which one is it, paper or movies? Because I'd rather have some paper. You know, we understand what paper, money, let's say all kind of things, Bitcoins. They got Bitcoins. I don't know. But things that are going to grow us, okay? So everybody, just once again, I just want to thank my guests. I want to thank my guests for holding me down today. And your son, Pierre, is in the building.
Yes.
I know. He's not. He does not. He said, please. He does not. He does not want to be on air. But he's a gentleman. And he's very smart. And always looking to do some great things. And we do have interns on this show. We spoke about a few things behind the scenes. I don't want to, bust the secret so fast about what we talked about. But there are some things to help our community. And the one thing that I believe in on this show for over 21, 22 years, radio, TV, magazine, media, corporation for the children and the youth coming up in this community. I believe in the kids leaving their block. I believe that we should be supporting the youth. And there's so many things that we can do to participate to do so. So if we're not involved with that, then something's wrong, because what are they going to do? Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of work to do. And this show is always doubling up, partnering up with people, compounding, and as you call it, anything that we think about a compound situation to make the best situation for this community. I just wanted to say we have a lot going on. As we talked about, we will be covering the domestic violence event, the finale for the Aquarius Boys, and that's coming up on August 10th. And so don't forget that we have to get out and we have to support women. If you see someone that's in a domestic violence situation, please give them a hug. If they don't want to be touched, just say, let me get you a phone number. How can I help? Okay? So they can also always, if you don't have the information, 311, you can call 311 and they can get you to the right place. Okay? So just remember that. Also, reached out to the borough president's office, the Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson's office. We are trying to partner up to also for this event that we have that we're going to be doing for autism in City Island on the 27th. It's going to be on Saturday from 11 to 2, and I will give out the information. I want to give out my email, okay? If you want to participate, if you're a business or organization, and what we do is it's really just friends getting involved and making small donations to big donations, and then we feed families, and we do it in special places, and we're able to provide gifts, comfort. We give hugs, we give prayers out there, and it just, one year, it really turned in talking about domestic violence, Some of our families experience domestic violence. So I will speak to the Aquarius Boys organization so that we can get maybe some complimentary tickets to happen at my event, to go to that event for domestic violence, for just letting their hair down, getting a break. So be prepared for that. But my email is one word, crossovershowcase@gmail.com. That's crossovershowcase@gmail.com. And just feel free, just spread it around. You know how I say tell a friend to tell another friend? Just spread that email all around and see if you want to take part. You can get tickets for the Aquarius Boys event for domestic violence. And I would definitely like you to support the families that we're going to bring out. We're going to change their lives. We want to continue to be life changers every time we do this event in the community for autism. One year we had Red Robin's restaurant in Bay Plaza Mall, and we started out with that restaurant with our relationship with just renting out the red, I call it the Red Room, and then all of a sudden we had half the restaurant because that's how big it had grown. And we had a family come out and perform from Philly, and a celebrity, iconic family. So I just want to tell you all that this year we're going to have some amazing entertainment, and I want to give a big shout out to Peter Wayne. Peter Wayne will be in the building. Tavel, he will be performing, and then Tavel, a gentleman that I talk about, and he's now up, and he is up to do, he will be doing some media reports. He will be doing some big things on Crossover TV. Also, I want to shout out CJ, my iconic celebrity DJ on Crossover TV. He will also be at the event, and I'll see if I could get one little song or one little saying that he always says on Crossover TV. But we will have volunteers. We will have organizations that will come out and give services and information. We'll talk about the DDSO Council. We'll talk about different things that services that parents need, and we'll bring them out. So you get signed up right there. We want you to get services right there. So lock your dollars, everybody. This has been such a pleasure, Crossover TV. And thank you all. The Wealth Conference is going down. It's going down on the 20th. So I want you guys, once again, I'm reminding you to go out, be ready on the 20th. You know, get your little outfit out, honey. Get your purse out. Whatever you need, get them kids a babysitter. If you think you can't focus, and get your notebook and your paper and your pen, and bring your boo out. I don't care how you do it. You let the boo get the information. You watch the kids. Whatever you got to do. There's a nice little boat from Throgsnet that you can take right over to 34th Street, and you'll like be right there, and it'll be a nice family experience. Okay, so get ready because it's going down. And it's all about the World Conference. Woo!
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So we're going to leave you in just a bit. Oh, I want to do this. I want to give you guys such a shout out. Tell me about the award one more time because they might have missed it.
The Wealth Conference?
Your award.
Oh, the awards, yes.
Tell me about that.
So that was amazing. They flew us down to Washington for a Heroes Award for National Association of Letter Carriers, and it's throughout the whole country, and about 5 or 6 of us were selected, and we were selected the Partnership Award because of our partnership in our organization for C501, the Better Angels, of our human nature. Thank you.
All right, I salute you. That's a salute, okay? Official salute. All right, everybody, so we're going to be out of here. We are going to talk more about autism when I come back on the next show. We also, I just want to remind you, everybody, don't forget. Don't forget, if you need a babysitter, if you need transportation, we're also going to have, I want to remind you folks that transportation is one of the hardest things to get after the school day, everybody. So I want you guys to look into Accessoride. All you have to do is call 311 and get the number for Accessoride so they can set up transportation for you guys. You just got one appointment, okay? Bring the documents that they ask. They even pay for you to come in. They'll pay for your ride over to Accessoride. You meet with their doctors, and you're all set up. It doesn't have any financial criteria, everybody. So everybody's eligible, okay? So you just have to have the disability, all right? So we can get out with our kids all over the communities, all over the boroughs, all 5 boroughs. So lock your dollars, everybody. It's just been such a pleasure. I want to thank all my guests in the building. Michelle.
Thank you.
David.
Thank you.
I
so
love
much.
you guys.
Love you.
And thank you so much. Shout out to BronxNet. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good night. Good night.
Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it the long life's road, carry my heavy load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh, my Lord. Blessed love. This is Luciano Jah Messenger, and you're in tune to the Crossover Show and the Crossover TV with Empress Kendra. Stay tuned. Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it the long life's road, carry my heavy load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh, my Lord. Blessed love. This is Luciano Jah Messenger, and you're in tune to the Crossover Show and the Crossover TV with Empress Kendra. Stay tuned. Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it the long life's road, carry my heavy load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh, my Lord. Blessed love. This is Luciano Jah Messenger, and you're in tune to the Crossover Show and the Crossover TV with Empress Kendra. Stay tuned.